Worked example 14. We're using tables of information now and we're going to compare data from the table. So example here. The following table gives the monthly mean maximum temperatures measured in degrees Celsius for Adelaide, which is measured at Kent Town, and for Brisbane, which is measured at Brisbane Aero, usually around the airport. Alright, you can see we've got a list of data here, and it doesn't immediately stand out if there's anything obvious around the data. Okay, we can see that the mean maximum temperature in January is reasonably similar for Brisbane and Adelaide. Alright, it's a little bit different in the middle of the year here, right? But there's no major trends standing out to us, and that's why we need to analyse this data. So here's what we're going to do. Compare the monthly mean maximum temperatures for the two cities using measures of centre and the range. Measures of centre means we're going to work out the mean and the median, and then we'll work out the range and we can compare the data. So the first thing we've got to work out is the mean for both of these sets of data and the median. So let's do that. So we work out the mean. I'll start with Adelaide first. So remember, x bar means the mean equals sigma x, which is the sum of all of my scores divided by n, which is the number of scores there are. We're talking about temperatures across the year, so there must be 12 months in the year, n must be 12. Right, to add up all my scores. So what I've done is I've put them all, listed them all here from the table. I ran out of space and had to use a second line on the top of my equation there, and we'll add up 15.3 plus 16.1 plus 16.7 plus 19 plus 19 and so on all the way to the end, and we divide by n, which is 12 because there's 12 months in the year, and when you work all that out you get 22.3. Now obviously this is a temperature, so it's degrees Celsius. Alright, the median. Now we said in one of the previous videos, easy way to do this, to work out your median, is when you write all your numbers down here to do this equation, put them in order when you start, from smallest all the way through to your biggest number. The median is the number in the middle. So we cross off one off each end, one at a time, and so on. And we have two left in the middle here. So my actual median is halfway between 21.8 and 22.6. You can work out the mean of that, the average of that. Add them together, divided by 2. But what we'll end up with is degrees. Okay. And the range is simply the biggest minus the smallest. Biggest number is this bigger one over here, 29.3, minus the smallest, 15.3, which equals 14.0 degrees Celsius. And you do exactly the same thing with the Brisbane data to get the mean, the median, and the range. And here's what we end up with. So I've summarised my data here. I've got the mean, median, range for both of those cities. And when we had the table before, it was a bit hard to see any sort of trends going on. Now we can start to see what's happening. We can see that the mean and the median for Adelaide is very close to each other, and these are all in degrees Celsius. Brisbane's mean and median is once again close to each other, but the big difference is the range. Adelaide's range of temperature is 14 degrees, Brisbane's is only 8 degrees. So what can we say? We can say firstly Brisbane is hotter because the mean and the median temperatures are both higher. Notice what I did there. I said what we can discover, that's here, Brisbane's hotter. Why? And I referred to the actual data because these two are bigger numbers than for Adelaide. We can say that both these cities do get quite warm, but the big difference is the range of temperatures is different. Brisbane tends to have higher temperatures throughout winter, whereas Adelaide can get a little bit colder. So there's a greater change in the mean maximum temperature from summer to winter in Adelaide than there is in Brisbane. All right, and we know that because the range is bigger.